Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here today. Take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to practice some English with me. Today we are going to talk about something very practical, something you can use almost anywhere in the world. We are going to practice ordering food in English. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever gone to a restaurant where everyone speaks English? Maybe you looked at the menu and suddenly felt nervous. Maybe you thought, what if I say the wrong thing? Or, what if I don't understand the waiter? If that has happened to you, you're not alone. Many English learners feel exactly the same way. But here is the good news. Ordering food in English is actually much easier than you think. And today we will practice together. Slowly, naturally, and confidently. Remember, this podcast is also shadowing practice. That means you should repeat the sentences after me. So when I pause, repeat the sentence out loud. Ready? Let's begin. Imagine this situation. You walk into a restaurant. You open the door. You smell delicious food. Maybe fresh bread. Maybe grilled chicken. Maybe hot coffee. A waiter walks toward you and says, "Hello, welcome." Now it's your turn to respond. You can simply say, "Hello." Pause and repeat. "Hello." Very good. Now the waiter might ask you a question. They might say, "Table for one?" This means they are asking if you're alone. You can answer like this. Yes, table for one, please. Pause and repeat. Yes, table for one, please. Great job. Now imagine you sit down at the table. The waiter gives you a menu. They might say, "Here's the menu." Or, "Take your time." This means you don't need to hurry. You can relax and choose your food. Have you ever looked at a menu in English? Sometimes the food names are easy, but sometimes they are confusing. And that's okay. If you need more time, you can say, "Could you give me a minute?" Repeat after me. Could you give me a minute? Excellent. That sentence is very useful. It politely tells the waiter that you need a little more time. Now imagine a few minutes pass. You look at the menu. Everything looks delicious. The waiter comes back and asks, "Are you ready to order?" If you are ready, you can say, "Yes, I am." Repeat, "Yes, I am." But if you are not ready yet, you can say, "Not yet, please." Repeat, "Not yet, please." Very nice. Now, let's practice ordering food. This is the most important part. A very common sentence is, "I'd like." Repeat after me. I'd like. Great. I'd like is polite and natural. Let's try a full sentence. I'd like a burger, please. Repeat. I'd like a burger, please. Excellent. Here are a few more examples. I'd like a chicken sandwich. Repeat. I'd like a chicken sandwich. I'd like a salad. Repeat. I'd like a salad. Very good. Now remember something important. In English, the word please is very powerful. It makes your request sound polite and friendly. So try to include it. For example, I'd like a coffee, please. Repeat. I'd like a coffee, please. Perfect. Now the waiter might ask you another question. They might say, "What would you like to drink?" Good question. Maybe you want water. You can say, "I'll have water." Repeat, "I'll have water." Or maybe you want juice. "I'll have orange juice." Repeat, "I'll have orange juice." Nice work. Let me tell you a small story. One day I went to a small cafe. It was a quiet place. Soft music was playing. People were talking and laughing. I looked at the menu and saw a delicious sandwich. When the waiter came to my table, he asked, "What can I get for you?" That's another common restaurant question. What can I get for you? It simply means, what would you like to order? So I said, I'd like a sandwich and a coffee, please. Simple, clear, and polite. The waiter smiled and said, "Great choice." Sometimes the waiter will ask more questions. For example, do you want fries with that? If you want fries, you can say, "Yes, please." Repeat, "Yes, please." If you don't want fries, you can say, "No, thank you." Repeat, "No, thank you." Very good. Another common question is, anything else? This means they're asking if you want more food. You can answer like this. Yes, I'd also like a salad. Repeat. Yes, I'd also like a salad. Or you can say, no, that's all. Repeat. No, that's all. Great job. Now imagine your food arrives. The waiter places the plate in front of you. It looks delicious. They say, enjoy your meal. This is a friendly expression. You can respond by saying, thank you. Repeat, thank you. Let's practice a short restaurant conversation. You will repeat only your sentences. Ready? The waiter says, hello, are you ready to order? You say, yes, I am. Repeat, yes, I am. The waiter asks, what would you like? You say, I'd like a chicken sandwich, please. Repeat, I'd like a chicken sandwich, please. The waiter asks, what would you like to drink? You say, I'll have water. Repeat, I'll have water. The waiter asks, anything else? You say, no, that's all. Repeat, no, that's all. Excellent practice. Now let me ask you something. Do you sometimes feel shy speaking English? Maybe you worry about making mistakes. But here is something very important to remember. Mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers sometimes make mistakes. The goal is not perfection. The goal is communication. If people understand you, you are doing great. Here is another useful tip. Speak slowly. You don't need to speak very fast. Slow and clear English is easier to understand. For example, I'd like a coffee, please. Slow, clear, confident. Here is another helpful sentence. Could you recommend something? Repeat. Could you recommend something? This is perfect if you don't know what to order. The waiter might suggest the most popular dish or the special meal of the day. Sometimes restaurants say, today's special. That means there is a special dish today. You can say, I'll try the special. Repeat, I'll try the special. Nice. Now imagine you finished your meal. You feel full and happy. The waiter comes back and asks, would you like dessert? Dessert is sweet food. Cake, ice cream, pie. If you want dessert, you can say, yes, I'd like some ice cream. Repeat, yes, I'd like some ice cream. If you don't want dessert, you can say, no, thank you. Repeat, no, thank you. Finally, it is time to pay. To ask for the bill, you can say, could I have the bill, please? Repeat, could I have the bill, please? In some countries, people say, could I get the check? Both mean the same thing. Let's review some important sentences. Repeat after me. I'd like a burger, please. I'll have water. Could you give me a minute? No, that's all. Could you recommend something? Could I have the bill, please? Fantastic. You are doing great. Now imagine this. One day you walk into a restaurant. The waiter speaks English. But this time, you feel calm. You understand the questions. You answer confidently. You order your food easily. That feeling is amazing. And it comes from practice. Little by little. Day by day. So here is a small challenge for you. Next time you watch a movie or a TV show in English, listen carefully when people order food. You will notice many of the phrases we practiced today. All right, my friend. That's all for today's episode. You did a fantastic job practicing your English. If you enjoyed this podcast and want to improve your English step by step, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow the podcast. We will practice real conversations, real English, and English you can actually use in your daily life. And if this episode helped you, share it with a friend who is learning English too. Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing, keep repeating, and most importantly, keep speaking English. I'll see you in the next episode.